Once upon a time, in the quaint village of Edgebrook, there lived a young girl named Saule. She was unlike the other inhabitants of the village. While most people tended to their crops and engaged in everyday tasks, Saule had a different calling. She hunted with a sword. Saule's blade was her prized possession, an heirloom passed down through generations. Its hilt was bound with leather, and the blade itself bore the marks of countless battles. The villagers regarded her with a mix of awe and curiosity. They whispered about her keen skills and the deadly precision with which she wielded her weapon. One day, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Saule received an unusual invitation. The town council had organized an auction, an event that rarely occurred in their quiet corner of the county. The centerpiece of the auction was an exquisite artwork, a ballet dancer, frozen in mid-pirouette. The delicate strokes of the artist's brush captured every sinew of the dancer's body, every twist of her limbs. Saule's interest was piqued. She had never attended an auction before, and the prospect of owning such a masterpiece intrigued her. As she stepped into the crowded hall, the air thick with anticipation, she noticed the auctioneer, a stout man with a twinkle in his eye. He stood at the front, his gavel poised, ready to strike. The bidding began, and Saule found herself caught up in the frenzy. Her heart raced as the price climbed higher and higher. She exchanged glances with a stranger, an elderly man with a cane, who seemed equally determined to possess the artwork. The tension in the room was palpable, like the calm before a storm. Just as Saule was about to submit her final bid, a gust of wind blew through the open windows. The dancer on the canvas seemed to sway, her tutu billowing as if caught in a breeze. Saule hesitated, her hand frozen mid-air. Was it an omen? A cue to reconsider? In that moment, she made her decision. She stepped back, allowing the elderly man to claim the artwork. The auctioneer's gavel fell, and the room erupted in applause. Saule felt a strange mix of disappointment and relief. Perhaps the dancer belonged elsewhere, just as she did. As she left the auction house, the night air cool against her skin, Saule glanced at the stars.
I'll keep this close.
They sparkled like diamonds, scattered across the sky. She knew her purpose, the hunt, the blade, the edge of danger. The artwork would find its rightful owner, but Saule's path lay beyond the confines of the village. And so, under the moon's watchful gaze, she set off, her sword strapped to her back, her determination unwavering. Saule, the girl who hunted with a sword, walked toward the horizon, ready to face whatever lay ahead. For in her heart, she carried the assumption that destiny awaited her beyond the familiar borders of Edgebrook. In the heart of the eastern county, there lay a city renowned for its vast wealth and outstanding beauty. It was said that the city's heart held chests brimming with treasures, each an asset more valuable than the last. This city was not marked on any map, for it was bound by magic, and only those with a true seeker's soul could find it. Saule, a keen adventurer with a spirit as free as the wind, heard tales of this city from an old novelist she met at a downtown cafe. The novelist, with eyes as pale as the moon, spoke of a prophecy, a prediction that one day, someone would arrive to claim the city's fortunes. Saule's heart raced, she knew she was that someone. She set out at dawn, her departure unnoticed by the sleeping inhabitants of her village. Her journey was long and fraught with challenges. She traversed steep slopes and navigated through dense forests where the daylight barely touched the ground. She wanted to get to the treasury city. Saule, a determined adventurer, embarked on a journey from her humble village to the bustling city by the sea. Her path was fraught with challenges, but she was keen on discovering hidden treasures and unraveling mysteries. In the dull and hollow world of Genshin Impact, where the spicy aroma of herbs wafted through the air and wildlife roamed free, there was a keen adventurer named Saule. As she walked through meadows and forests, Saule encountered a peculiar stone wall. Beneath it lay an entrance, concealed by overgrown vines. The door was sealed shut, guarded by a formidable robot. Saule's determination outweighed her fear, and with a swift blow, she dismantled the mechanical sentinel. The door creaked open, revealing a hidden chamber filled with ancient books and vibrant vegetables, an unexpected bounty. Revealing a hidden chamber filled with ancient books and vibrant vegetables, an unexpected bounty.
I'll keep this close.
Undeterred, Saule pressed onward, her footsteps echoing through narrow lanes and bustling markets. She was bound by a compulsory desire to explore the unpredictable terrain, her pale eyes always searching for the next bargain or hidden treasure.
Windblade!
Saule's journey was written in the stars, a predictable path for those with outstanding courage and a thorough understanding of the wild. Her homeless state was a choice, a prime example of freedom and adventure. With loose garments matching the earth, she moved with smooth grace, unlike any other. Her daily routine comprised hunting for meat to sustain her lifestyle. Yet, the world was deadly, filled with monsters and men bent on battle. Aloy, however, was not easily deterred. She would shift from hunter to warrior when necessary, her steel resolve unshaken. There lay a city renowned for its vast wealth and outstanding beauty. It was said that the city's heart held chests brimming with treasures, each an asset more valuable than the last. This city was not marked on any map, for it was bound by magic, and only those with a true seeker's soul could find it. Saule, a keen adventurer with a spirit as free as the wind, heard tales of this city from an old novelist she met at a downtown cafe. The novelist, with eyes as pale as the moon, spoke of a prophecy, a prediction that one day, someone would arrive to claim the city's fortunes. Saule's heart raced, she knew she was that someone. Finally, after what felt like a lifetime of searching, they arrived at the outskirts of the fabled city. It was more beautiful than Saule had ever imagined, Buildings crafted from pure gold gleamed under the sun's rays, and the air was filled with the scent of spices and herbs. They granted her entry, and Saule stepped into the city with her heart full of hope. There, she found chests piled high with gold coins, precious stones, and ancient artifacts. The sight took her breath away. But as she reached out to claim her prize, she paused. She realized that while riches were tempting, the true treasure lay in the journey itself, the friendships formed, the knowledge gained, and the transformation within her soul. With this newfound understanding, Saule decided to leave the chests untouched. She departed from the city with no material wealth, but carried with her an abundance of memories and experiences that were far more precious. And so Saule returned home, not as a wealthy adventurer but as a wise soul who had learned that sometimes, the greatest treasures are not those we can hold in our hands but those we carry in our hearts.